Welcome again, folks, veterans, family members, and other badass red-blooded Americans out there. You know who you are. I'm Albert Winks, badass veteran business owner. And on this episode, tips, topics, and bullshit, dependents aging out. So please like and share. This is, you just never know whose life you're going to change. I hear that all the time. Albert, donate directly, but holy shit. All my inner circle people know your inner circle people and love your stuff. And so I don't know what's taking me so long to get here, but now I'm here. So just want to let you know. All right. So this is one of the most impactful and most immediate financial boo-boos that you can rectify in most cases. So again, from my experience of having 3,000 clients. And so I ask you guys about your marriage and kids and your dependent status because the VA does age your kids out. That's what the VA calls it. What that means is the VA stops paying you. And so I met a guy the other day. He said, well, I've been married for 11 years and I never put my wife on. I guess when they were in, they were under DEERS and now we're out. And now I don't know who to put it under. And I don't think I'm being paid for my dependents. So anyway, just want to make sure if this is accurate for all of you guys. Because it is. And I'll say it this way, just from my experience, that there's certain monies that the VA will pay you back for, and we'll talk about that with some back pay on your dependents. There's other monies that the VA is less likely to pay you all the way back to maybe a marriage date, that kind of thing. Because I do have 5 kids, and 4 of them are mine, and we've got stepkids, so blended family. And I went through some of this stuff as well, so just want to give you some tips on that. So dependents. The VA process, the VA pay chart, which we, by the way, did a video on as well. So make sure you check that out. I'm going to have John and DJ. You'll see when I mention their names, their little heads pop up. It's fine. So if you don't know John and DJ, get to know them. They're really cool shit. Anyhow, dependents aging out. So there's kids and then there's like your spouse and even your parents. I work with a lot of Indian clients that it's very customary for their full family live in one house and that kind of thing. So it's on the pay chart. So let's go off of, let's say you're 100% like me. So every kid, if you're 100%, is about $100 a kid. Your spouse would be about, let's call it $150, and maybe a parent maybe about the same thing, about $150, $160. So it's not nothing. It's not nothing. I've got 5 kids, so I mean, shit, $500 more a month, and you know they eat like crazy. So, and anyway, but yeah, so dependents. Make sure your dependents are on your, even if it's correctly and on your pay chart correctly. So when you are working with me, I'll have you call the VA and make sure your back pay clock is started. Again, I did another video about that as well. So make sure you check that out in your back pay clock, which is your intent to file. And as you're on that phone call with the VA, you can make sure your dependents are appropriately depicted. I forgot to mention that in the video. So that's why I'm kind of circling back that I want you to check on that as well. So make sure your dependents are accurately depicted. What I've seen most is guys and gals that are around my age or a little bit older, and they have a kiddo in high school or kiddo heading into college or a kiddo that's been in college. And the VA aged that kid out maybe years ago when they were a senior in high school, when they turned 18. All you have to do preferably is, like my oldest is turning 18 this year. He's a senior in high school. So I have to be proactive and reach out to the VA and let them know. By the way, if you don't know the VA's phone number, it's pretty easy. You can just Google it. But the VA main number that I always share with you guys is 1-800-827-1000. I'm sure the guys are going to put that in the chat box here. So 1-800-827-1000. So just call the VA. I call them the VA in the sky. So reach out to the VA. Make sure your dependents are appropriately depicted. So aging out, you can be proactive or retroactive, if you will. So this is just based off of what I've seen, but I've had a client of mine, both husband and wife were veterans. Now that's a unique situation too. I know there's a difference there, but in this case, they had kiddos that are in college. And when you call the VA and go, oh, my kiddo's been in college, he or she is a junior in college right now. I've only seen the VA just say, hey, give us a little bit of information and we'll back pay you. I've only seen that with my clients. I've not heard any of my clients report back to me that they were not appropriately paid back pay all the way to their kiddo's 18th birthday. I've not seen it. So just want to make sure. So be proactive as much as you can, but if you can be retroactive, try that, see if that works. I know when I got remarried and became a blended family, most times the VA will go off of your marriage, will go off your marriage certificate and those sorts of things, documents that are easy to find. The weird thing was, I don't remember why I did this, but I guess when I got married, I didn't put my stepson on there for like a year. And the VA, I thought the VA was going to back pay me to my marriage date to his mother, and the VA didn't do that. So again, I don't know why. I don't know if there's money that I was owed from that. And anyhow, but if you find that out, let me know. And I'll share that more accurately. But I know that I just didn't receive back pay for him. And then about a year later, when I did file for him, the VA started paying me, and there's a little bit of a story there too of some back pay that the VA had missed out on, and they didn't have him on as my dependent for almost a year. We were able to audit that, which is another thing you can do for some small stuff, audit things. I'll tell you about that in maybe another video here soon. And but yeah, so, and then make sure it's accurate, because it is your money. Want to make sure that's as accurate as possible. Again, please like and share. You never know whose life is going to change. Thanks, folks.